Hey, welcome back everybody to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike, and this is going to be my new comic book pickup from September 21st, 2022. It's actually a haul and I want a giveaway, and I'm going to show it off. Kind of like two giveaways, but I'm going to get there. So for some odd reason, I had no Marvel this week. I have to go back and check. I have my list right here, but as far as like when I got done, I had no Marvel. There was two that I left in my box, but as far as I know it, I had everything on my list, and I actually grabbed, I think, 2 extra or something like that, but we'll get there. First up with DC Comics is Black Adam, issue number 412. A lot of these, I didn't pick the cover, I just went with what they put in my box, and I happened to like a lot of the cover, so I just kind of went with it. Normally I do go back and I'll switch out variants and stuff like that, but this time it was really a time crunch. Next up we got a, what is it? I'm already forgetting. Dark Crisis tie-in. This is Flash number 786 from DC Comics. I think that's cover A. A bunch of these are probably going to be cover A. I actually wanted this one and I wanted the other one, but I got this one instead. But this is Nightwing issue number 96 from DC Comics. All this is going to be DC for now. Quite a bit from DC. Another Dark Crisis tie-in. This is Young Justice, and this issue is Versus Everyone. This is from my girl Laura Braga. I love her art so much, and the story has been really good as well. Next up, a lot of people did not know this was dropping. I know some people did. I saw Mark grab it from Legion of Comics. But this is the facsimile of Action Comics issue number 1. It is the reprinted version of the first appearance of Superman from June 1938. I just picked up the Detective Comics issue number, I think 27 or 29, or I always forget what number it is. So I'm ecstatic to get this. I've never read or even looked at it, but I will read and review it, you know. Next up is Batman Day. So Batman Day was this last Saturday, and I actually went to Batman Day. I actually did three different shops, and for some reason none of my shops around me got any of their Batman Day comics or any of the merchandise or anything. They were supposed to have some cowls, some different masks like they have in the past. But my comic shop was cool enough where they found out I didn't get any, so he set aside and put it in my box. One of them was Batman's Mystery Case File, issue number 1. And the second book is a reprint of Batman Hush. I have wanted to read this for a long time, so I'm excited to get like a piece of it, you know. There's a lot of Batman stories I have not read, some of the bigger ones. There's a lot of Batman stories I have read. Alright, so next up is Indies, and not in any kind of particular order, but alright, so we got from Image Comics, this is Rogues Gallery issue number 3. I'm hoping this book picks up where it's supposed to, but it has been good. A big one, I think there was like, I don't know how many different covers. I think there was like 40 different covers for this comic. But it's been on my list for a while. I didn't want to pass it up. I like both Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. So here we go, Vanish number 1. I just got cover A or whatever. I can always go back and get another cover because there's like 40 different covers. They had a ton. Next up is a big issue for me, a horror guy right here. This one I grew up with. Stephen King started off. What we got from, and this is, yeah, Image Comics and Skybound. This is Creepshow issue number 1. Of course, it is not Stephen King, but let's see what we got. We got Chris Burnham, Paul Dini, Stephen Lanford, and John McCrae. Couple different names there, and I think that one was cover A too. But I mean, come on, man, that cover is dope as fuck. All right, let's see. Next up, we got issue number 4 from Chip Zdarsky, Image Comics, Public Domain. This book has been good. I've done a review, I think, on the first issue, and I've just been kind of reading it and stuff. But it has been really good. Next up, we got a huge book for me, but this is from Vault Comics, Barbaric, Axe to Grind, and this is issue number 2. I think this is just cover A, but I love this cover. I was kind of upset with the last cover I got. The story was excellent, the art was excellent, but I was kind of lacking on my cover skills. Next up is a book I'm behind on, but this is Parasinomia, issue number 2, and this is The Dreaming God. It's the second arc in the Parasinomia story. I have the first issue, I just haven't read it yet. The first arc, it was kind of one of those things where it was better like read as a collected set. It was good each issue, but it was kind of so short, compact, and sweet that I kind of feel like this is another one that I kind of want to let it build up before I get into, but we'll see. This was the extra one that I picked up. It was on my list, and it was kind of like a maybe, and I think I let a whole bunch of people talk me into it, but I'm already a fan of the author. So I said, what the hell? From Boom Studios, this is Stuff of Nightmares from R.L. Stine and A.L. Chaplin. It is on a lot of people's list. I'm hoping it's really good. I've enjoyed Goosebumps, the books, the movies. I've been there since the 90s, you know what I'm saying? Next up is another book that was on my list, and last night my store did a midnight release for this book. It just happens that the artist that did this book happens to be here in Denver, Colorado. So I think last night the writer and the artist of this comic showed up and they did a midnight releasing. I was not able to go to the midnight releasing. I worked like 4:30 in the morning, and the midnight releasing was like 11 to 1. My bedtime's kind of like 10:30 at the latest, maybe 11. But my comic book store, they wanted me to come by, but then they found out I worked so early. So the guy went ahead and got the artist to sign my book, and he had it in my box waiting for me. I even told him I paid extra for it, which he didn't do. He just did it for free. But this is make sure I get the publisher right. Yeah, this is IDW. This is Crashing issue number 1, and Morgan Beam signed it right here, which I thought was really cool. I wanted to meet her, but it was just bad timing. So that is all the comics I got. I'm going to check my list real quick in front of you. Make sure I didn't have any Marvel comics that I was supposed to get. I know Spider-Verse came out. I know God Killer has been... It was supposed to come out last week and this week, so maybe it's getting pushed back. That was like the only one I think that was on my list that just... You know, it wasn't there, but everything else was. There was 2 comics that I put back that were just pricey issues, but they're in my box. I plan to go get them tomorrow. But that is Batman One Bad Day, Two-Face, and it was an $8 comic. And the second book was the Harley Quinn Anniversary book, which was a $10 book. And I went ahead and put both them back in my box. But I do plan to go back and get them. They definitely on my list. But no, as far as I could tell, there was no Marvel this week for me, which is kind of strange because I've been picking up quite a bit of Marvel. So last but not least is a win that I won. I went to a con at this comic shop. They did a small con, and I entered into a raffle. I think it was like a $5 raffle or something like that. They actually drew a first prize winner, and the first prize person kind of disappeared supposedly, and so I was the next runner-up. The prize was the hardcover edition of Echolands. It is like the complete, I think it's the 1 through 6. But the cool thing about this book is it comes with an autographed bookplate signed by J.H. Williams III and Hayden Blackman, I think it is, or Blackman. So I thought that was really cool. I loved this book when it came out. I think the only issue that I didn't read was issue number 6. I think I read and reviewed every single other issue. But it is very neat. If you do not know about Echolands, it is a sideways comic. The whole book is read in this fashion. And it was just amazing. The art, the story, and to get it autographed by, you know, damn, I have to look at his name, J.H. Williams III. This guy's bad with names. But, it was an epic prize, that's all I got to say. So getting a signed comic that I wasn't even there for in my box, this one, and getting this prize, it was pretty stellar. Hey, but that's my list. You know, that's everything I picked up this week. I'm going to go back and double check and make sure I didn't miss any Marvel. Because I feel like there should have been 1 or 2 on my list. I know Edge of the Spider-Verse came out, I saw that. But I've just been kind of picking that one up here and there. But I think that's everything. Let me know what y'all were most looking forward this week. Honestly, I don't even know what's at the top of my list. I want to say Creepshow might be. Definitely Barbaric Axe to Grind. a lot of the DC is always big for me. It's always like it's so fun to pull because it's great reads, great stories, great art. Hey, but that's all I got for you. Please like, comment, subscribe. That fuels this guy right here. No other ego, just this guy, you know. But hey, I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all have a great new comic book day. I hope y'all get out there and get everything you're after, you know, everything that was on your list. If not, make a list and go get some stuff, you know, support them local comic shops. I will read and review most of these new ones like Vanish, Creepshow, stuff like that. The only reason I would not review it is if I just don't feel like it deserves a review, and that's kind of the only reason I don't review a lot of them, like a #1 that you might see on my channel. But most times I try and get the word out there regardless. But I'll let y'all go. Bah!